All right, let's talk a little bit about the tactics for the next few weeks. We have a lot of subs coming in, but I want to try to make this as easy as I can to understand and explain. So Tonka United at the moment, we're playing in a 3-5-2. The most important things to remember. So right now, let's look at this as if we're out of possession. So really, really important. We want to keep these distances, especially between the middle three, but also between the back five or the back three and the wing backs. Pretty tight. We want to make sure that we're keeping these tight so that if they try to run through or play a ball through here, we have two chances to try to stop that ball going through to split us. If the ball comes over here and it comes over on this particular side, the defense, it's really, really simple. We practice this, but we should be shifting over and the wing back goes out to confront the ball carrier. Should be support from the same side midfielder. And the back three here, back five, kind of move in and shift across the field to kind of present that kind of compact block. Again, really, really important for these three in particular to make sure those distances between them are not too long. If the ball then is switched across to here, then the same kind of thing happens. So again, the other side wing back goes out to confront the ball. Again, there's support from that side midfielder. And the entire defense will shift across. And this right wing back now, in this case, drops back into the defense. And we have that compact four across the box again. And again, this time, that midfielder is helping out. They're supporting in case the player tries to break inside. That is really the most important thing. When you go out wide, you're going to try to show the player wide. Try to make them go out here into a less useful spot, at which point the center back can crunch up a little bit. The midfielder can come down and we can try to keep them in an unhelpful space. We can try to win the ball off them, stop them from switching it back across us again. But if they do switch it across us again, just like we talked about, it's the same kind of process again. The other, the 8 in this case can provide support, but the wing back goes out to confront them on the ball. Really simple. When we are defending, this back five wants to be really compact. So if the ball is, out here at this point, then we want to make sure that we're only really the width of the penalty box. And again, if the ball gets played into this wide space, then we can shift over. All right, so the midfielders, let's say the ball is coming in over this way. Everything within this left half space, the 10 should be competing for once it comes into our half. And if it comes into our third, they're not the primary person trying to win the ball anymore. That's either going to be one of these, wide or half space defenders. But really, really important that they are supporting in that case. So if the ball is up here, they should be trying to help win that ball. 9 and 12 up here, so the forward and the wide forward. They're really going to be trying to stay. If the ball comes in here, they can try to stay a little bit behind, prevent that pass back. 12 can come in a little bit more and also support out wide if they're making their way back from that position. So now let's talk about building up. With this, we now want to expand out. But we've been kind of sending the left wing back up a little bit more. Want to reiterate that we still want to make sure that we get really wide in this phase. So there's phases of play, right? We don't want to be doing our attacking phase of play shape in the first phase. So right now, from both wing backs, you should be staying way out wide when we're playing with the ball in our half, right out on the touchline, so that we can, if we want to, ball comes in this side, we can quickly play out to the wing back over here. Ideally, the middle center back will move out just slightly to the, they'll move out to one side of the D here, and then the 6 will just drop in the other side there to help out as well as we try to build out. So you kind of almost end up in this 3-3-2-4, whatever you want to call it. So let's say, some pretty regular sequences. We could see a goalie try to play it out to one of our center backs out here in the wide space, play it back inside. We should then have the wing back available to move up that line. But really, really important, again, that you get really, really wide in this early stage. And even if you're bringing the ball up, Try to stay wide, leave this half space for the 8 to operate in. They may want to drop behind you so they can then play a ball forward, for the 9 or the 12 to chase. Or they may offer a run beyond you into the wide space as well, at which point once it reaches that second half you can cut inside if you want to, right? But until they've done that and someone's gone out and replaced you in the wide space, don't come inside. That goes for both fullbacks. Until someone has come out and replaced you out in this wide channel, don't come inside, because you are the width in this formation. Once we've moved up the field, let's say now, for instance, we're trying to play out and we're playing through our 6. We're trying to play around the corner or whatever, and we can't quite go that way right away, but we're all the way over here. Obviously we'll shift a little bit that way, so obviously we'll end up shifting over to the left, and in that case the other side wing back can fill into the midfield, right? So if we're attacking up this side and we're not immediately able to punch through on that wing, this wing back can come inside into midfield. 2 reasons there. 1, because we'll then have more central presence, but then also just lets us keep these back 3 ready to defend in case the ball turns over quickly. A quick thing to note when we're defending against the ball is that we really want to make sure that we're keeping these spaces, these distances between our lines vertically not too long, because we want to be able to play into our attacker, so that they can hold the ball up and give us time to get our fullbacks higher up the wing. With the midfielders and the forwards in this particular phase of play, 6 should always be looking to stay central and offer show for the ball, wherever it is on the field. As we build up, this 8 can look to get a little bit further forward of this 6, because they have this wing back coming in behind them if we're up on this side. Now let's say we end up, we win the ball back in midfield over here somewhere. If we can't find a way, a quick pass into our forward or something like that, there's absolutely no harm in recycling, right? So we don't necessarily want to recycle just through the players in one line. We may want to go up through our 6 and back and around. If we do push it out this way, this forward in particular, forward should really be looking to run that channels on that right side there to provide that potential ball over the top, for this player to then play. If in particular we can look for an up, back and through, for that final through to be over the top, then that's great. So if we do start recycling and the wing back's pushed all the way up here, we've got a guy ready to run here. Instead of trying to play this ball straight over the top for them, if we're the right center back, can we look to play a quick bounce pass with the wing back and then pass over the top so that they're drawn in this way? If the ball is coming in, if we're making a play here, if we've moved up, the defense has moved up nicely like we want them to do, that 7, that wing back on the strong side can look to get up and make overlapping runs beyond to help out there. This striker on one side was going to drop in. If you see the striker on one side drop in, then as the other wing back you're looking at, then as the other forward that you're looking to run into that space that they've left occupied. If you are one of the midfielders here, especially if you have cover behind you, you can look to make runs beyond the forwards so that we have players to play forward to at the right time, and then it's about timing our passes forward.